Hey everybody, it's Eric Crawford, and this is a rapid reaction to a University of Louisville bowl eligibility win. Who thought I would be saying that even 3 weeks ago? But here we are. Louisville has won 4 straight games for the first time in 6 years tonight. They beat James Madison 34-10. You know, it's going to be a game that'll go down as a win over a program transitioning from the FCS level, but everybody that has followed this game and this team knows that a month ago, this game did not look promising. We were wondering why anybody would schedule it. And in fact, it was a game that worried them. James Madison came into this game tonight leading the nation in rushing defense. And what does Louisville do? They put up 242 yards rushing, which is pretty impressive against this group. And, they've given up 300 yards rushing the last 4 games combined. Louisville runs for better than 240. So a lot of credit for what Louisville did tonight. It was a very strange night for me. I was at the first quarter of the football game. I did not get to see the whole game. I wasn't there. I left early, came back to the office at WDRB to tape a live, or not a tape, but we were going to do a live TV show after the Lou City soccer game to lead into the 10 o'clock news, and Lou City went into overtime, so that show never happened. So I was a man without a home. I watched the rest of the game on TV, and it was a little weird, so I didn't get to take a lot of pictures or anything like that, the kind of things that we usually bring you in these post-game situations. But I do have thoughts because I did get to watch the game, and a few things stood out to me. Number one, Malik Cunningham in the second half was really good. He was really good the whole game, of course, but you look at his stats, he completes 70% of his passes in this game. He's 14-20 for 223 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. And his second half passing in the pocket in particular, when he hit Tyler Hudson for his long touchdown, 44-yard touchdown pass, hits him in stride, gives him a chance to run. Guys had a chance to run. 76 yards after the catch for Hudson, 15 yards after catch for Amari Huggins-Bruce, 17 yards after catch for Bell. These guys were able to get the ball and maneuver a little bit. That's something better than we've seen from the offense. And let's face it, the offense is what Scott Satterfield wanted to see improvement in this week, and it took a little while. It was 10-10 at the half. Louisville did not really establish a lot offensively in the first half, but they came out in the second. They kept plugging away. I think they were really committed to playing physical football. You saw that by the way they ran the ball. Tyon Evans, 126 yards on 10 carries. Not great at math, but that's a 12.6-yard average. That's not too shabby. And then they come in with Jawar Jordan, who has 17 carries for 117 yards. So 200-yard rushers against the best rushing defense in the country. That's outstanding. A lot to look at from this game if you're Scott Satterfield to be happy about.
It's just one of those tough, gritty, hard-fought games, and proud of the way our guys played. And I think, man, it's been great to win 4 in a row. And we got to the halfway point. And everybody talked about how daunting the last 6 games are, and our guys have taken it one day at a time, one game at a time, and taking care of business. I'm really proud of them for that. It doesn't get any easier. We got to Clemson next week. We're looking forward to that game and get back to the practice field.
All right, we've talked about offense, but we have to talk about the Louisville defense because this unit has made a remarkable turnaround in the last 3 weeks and really a little bit beyond that. This was the best game as a Cardinal for Momo Sanogo, the linebacker who was a transfer from Ole Miss, whose leadership the coaches have loved. Really came through on the field tonight in his performance. 13 total tackles, 5 solo tackles, half tackle for loss. An excellent job by him. Of course, when he's out there, he's directing the defense, he's talking, he's keeping spirits up. His value goes far beyond the stat sheet, but tonight the stat sheet was also good, and that's got to be something that Louisville coaches are happy to see. The other guy that continues to play very well is safety M.J. Griffin. He had 6 tackles tonight, and he's been a big key in doing away with the big play, the breakaway plays that were just killing Louisville, that really killed them against Boston College. He's helped clean that up. And one guy matters. I think back to Jair Alexander when he played for Louisville. When he went out of the lineup, the defense suffered. And I don't think Louisville won another game all season with him out of the lineup. One guy can make a big difference. And this one guy has made a difference for Louisville. The defense has been great. This was a different kind of game because James Madison wasn't throwing the ball very much. They only completed 4 passes in the game. Let's say it. They were limited offensively. They were a team that likes to run the ball, and Louisville has done a good job against the run, and they did a good job against the run in this game. It wasn't any big mystery what they needed to do defensively, but they got it done. And coming out of the half, tied 10-10, Louisville really woke itself up a lot, and they became a more dominant team defensively. They pulled away in a very workmanlike way in the second half, outscored James Madison 24-0, and to the point where it was just one of those ho-hum kind of wins that we used to see a lot around here, but we haven't seen around here for a long time. So I think that in itself is a big deal for this program. The one thing about the game that bothers you, and not necessarily from a Louisville standpoint, was just some of the chippiness. I mean, a lot of us had never seen anything like Malik Cunningham being driven into the wall, not just hit after he's out of bounds, but driven into the wall. That's ridiculous. That should never happen. That should have been flagged and player ejected for doing that. Instead, the player's ejected and then allowed to come back in because somebody in Greensboro overturns it. It was ridiculous. Scott Satterfield didn't understand what was going on. He said this about it after the game.
There was some chippiness going on in the second half, and we saw what happened with Malik getting thrown up into the wall of the stadium. I've never seen anything like that, and so our players were going to protect him, trying to get him out of that. It's on their sideline, and and man, that was a bad scene, and I was worried about our guys coming off the bench, going over there. Maybe somebody gets a flag or something, or they're thrown out, and now they can't play next week. So I didn't want any extracurricular activities at the end of the game, and so I just thought it was best. Hey, let's just get off the field quickly and get our guys in the locker room, and so nothing crazy would happen.
So here we are. Louisville is 6-3. They're going to a bowl, and they're going to Clemson next week, which is just as good as a bowl. Clemson's a very good team. They were a playoff team until tonight when they go to Notre Dame and lose big. Question is, are they going to be very motivated when they come back home, or are they going to be like a lot of teams that see their playoff hopes dashed? Are they going to be deflated? And what can Louisville do to take advantage of it? Offense, again, is going to be huge. Clemson is struggling offensively. Louisville's got to take advantage of that. Clemson, Louisville's a team that can put pressure on the quarterback, can make things a little bit difficult for Clemson. This is a game that a lot of people, me included, wrote off a month ago. I don't know that you can write it off anymore. And really, Louisville's going in with no pressure. They're having fun right now. They're playing the game like they like to play it, like they enjoy being there. And the whole outlook right now for this program has turned around. And I think it's a fun thing for fans. I think it's a fun thing for Scott Satterfield. Players look like they're having fun out there. So it's been great to watch. And we'll keep watching to see how Louisville does. This has been the rapid response to the Louisville victory over James Madison. I'm Eric Crawford. You can read a column by Rick Bozich at WDRB.com. We have coverage on the news. Rick Bozich and Griffin Gonzalez were at the game. I'll have this. We'll have more videos and talk more about this big win and the game at Clemson coming up. For now, I'm Eric Crawford for WDRB Sports.